These, as I'm sure you know, are hot rods. Now, what I'm going to do today is tell you a little bit about the history of hot rods and where they come from. Hot rods started in America way back when. It's a little bit loose where they actually started. Some people say it started with when they were doing the contraband alcohol runs, when alcohol was banned, and all the guys were running alcohol in cars, and they wanted them to be faster and quicker than the average police car. And as time went on, in the 30s, before the Second World War, they made things like this. So they stripped bits off cars, which ultimately made them quicker. However, it developed and developed and developed into what we know today as hot rods. The Second World War came along and that kind of put a stop to it. After the war, it became a bigger scene. So you had all the American GIs, pilots coming back from the war, wanted excitement. They went out and bought pre-war cars, they modded them and made hot rods. Then they raced them, and then they did street racing and they did track racing. The good thing was there was an awful lot of empty airfields back in the day, so they became the circuits which ultimately become the American race circuits that we know about today. And that's kind of where it started. As I'm sure you're aware as well, films were being made about hot rods. You know, you think about hot rod, you think about James Dean, you think about Grease, there's a classic film for you, with the hot rods in that, and many times since. It's got bigger, 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 bigger. Hot rods are huge in Canada, huge in the US, very, very big in the UK and getting bigger. Hence we have these two. Mechanically, well, they could have any engine, but again, it's developed and developed and developed. The V8 is the go-to engine on hot rods because that tends to be what people want. One, because of the power, two, because of the noise. It's a very big thing. And then they upgraded the V8 engines. Then they became American engines, the Chevys and so on and so forth. And they became quite a thing. Now, an average hot rod is probably more expensive to make than any other car because you change everything. So mechanical, engine, gearbox, axle, brakes, the wheels and tires. This one, for example, has the most magnificent set of rear wheels and tires on it, which you need to see. They're fantastic with very small front wheels and tires. And this is your typical hot rod that falls into the category of a saloon car that's being converted and made into what you see today. That's one way of looking at a hot rod. The other is this. Now, this is a really, really stripped down car. So it's not running fenders, as the Americans would say. It's running a Ford engine, sorry, it's a 4-litre V8 engine in this, but it's completely stripped down. That is very reminiscent of a 30s, 40s, 50s American hot rod. This one is probably more of a British type of hot rod. And again, like I said before, it's becoming a big, big scene in the UK now. Hence we have these two cars. Now, they're not for everybody, but they are an awful lot of fun. Now, when I was a bit of a younger man and I was growing up, the hot rod scene really gripped me in the 70s because we had things like Custom Car Magazine, Street Machine Magazine, which was a very, very popular magazine. And then we had things like metal flake paint, that was hard to say, if you remember that. Wolf Race wheels, Cobra slot wheels. It became a huge, huge thing. So I kind of grew up always wanting a hot rod. Never had one. That may change soon because these two are here. And that's the way the British kind of got their thing. So through American films, magazines, and we all got into the hot rod scene. And we all liked it, enjoyed it. We all started going to things like Santa Pods, watching dragster racing, which was a byproduct of the hot rod market. And it's become a whole huge scene now. Some of our customers have some most fantastic hot rod cars in their collections. And I dare say you might be seeing a few more of them. So maybe here at Manor Park, maybe we're creating a hot rod market in the northwest of England. That remains to be seen. As we said, we've got these two hot rods here, so we're going to go a little bit more in depth with them. So this car started out life as a British 1950s Ford Prefect saloon. Now, a lot of hot rods from the Fords were on the Ford Popular 2-doors. This one's quite different, got it slightly longer, which gives it a more lowered effect. The interior of this car is completely different. It's fantastic with its leather and its checkered interior. The sport seats, which are set a little bit back, which gives it the effect of having a real independent look. This is your typical hot rod interior. I dare say it'd be quite a pleasant thing to drive because it's still a saloon car, but it looks amazing in the peppermint green colour, which is called peppermint green on the boot lid. The wheels and tyres on the rear are reminiscent of dragster wheels and tyres. They're absolutely huge. Front wheels are quite small. Again, that was the style. That gives it the stance that you see with the angle it sits on. This particular car is automatic, as most of them are, and it's running a Chevy V8 engine. So this is a bit of a thing. Not for the faint-hearted, but wow, what a car. This is fabulous. So I had the roof chop as well. So as you can see, the windows are narrower. And again, there's a lot of skill and talent gone into that to take the roof off the car to give the car a lowered stance. Again, it looks absolutely amazing. And this is a car that you could turn up at any show. You'd be the talk of the show. But you know what? It would just be a pleasure to own it. This hot rod, now this is, as I said before, this is probably more reminiscent of what you would think about if somebody said to you, show me an American hot rod. You'd probably draw or talk about something that looks like this. So what the beauty of this is, it's got no bodywork as such, so it's just the shell of the interior. That's it, and the grille, and that's your bodywork. So it has open wheels, it has an open engine, which probably helps with cooling, but it also makes it sound louder. This particular one has short exhaust that's sticking out the side. It is a 4-litre V8, so it's a bit of a thing. Automatic gearbox, but the whole car is just, it's unbelievably wacky in a great way. It's had the design done on it where it has that distressed look. That doesn't mean the car's bad, it's far from it. This has been done at great expense, no doubt. The interior, wooden steering wheel, gear stick in the right place, bench seat. It's your typical American style hot rod that you would go cruising with your best girl, as they used to say, down to the diner. This is the car that you would see. So this, again, is very special. Don't see many like this, I have to say. And that's why I think this is a wonderful, wonderful car. And again, if you're a collector, you want a bit of fun, it is road legal, by the way. I have driven this car and I couldn't stop smiling. One, the noise, the performance out of it, it's quite enlightening, I have to say. But what a fun car. You have a collection, you want something different, you want to stand out from the crowd, this is the car for you. Come and have a look at it. So thanks for watching our little intro to hot rods. I'm sure most of you guys know these things anyway. However, we had fun doing it. If you want to know more about the cars, they are on our website. Go on to www.manorparkclassics.com. All the information is there. If you want to know more, give us a call. Any of the guys will be happy to talk you through it. Or what might be a good idea is give us a ring, make an appointment. That's important so we can get the cars ready for you. Come and have a look. If you're in the market for a nice hot rod, come and see us. We're more than happy to show you the cars. And I dare say most of you guys might know more than we do, so you might teach us something. Hope to see you soon.